Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of the Real Bay Area Memes podcast. And unfortunately, we have to start this episode off on a sad note. We lost a friend of the family, member of the group chat, friend of the show, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham may not be from the Bay Area, so you're probably wondering why I'm putting so much emphasis on this. He may not be from the Bay Area physically, but he's from the Bay Area spiritually. But he's like in reverse. Lindsey Graham was an open war criminal and a closeted homosexual. See, in the Bay Area, they're usually openly gay, but closeted war criminals. Lindsey Graham put his best foot forward. The only thing Lindsey Graham liked more than secretly fucking twinks was not so secretly bombing brown countries. Lindsey Graham liked two things. He liked two things, and he fucking went with his passion. He led with his passion from the day he was fucking born to the day he died. The last thing Lindsey Graham did before he died was go to a drone facility in Ukraine that was going to be producing drones to bomb Russians. That was the last thing he did. That was the last thing he did before he died, before his heart exploded. And then immediately upon his death, his NDAs were no longer in effect, and every gay person in the southern United States had Lindsey Graham stories. Lindsey Graham legislated against homosexuals only to make them desperate so he could pay them to fuck him. Lindsey Graham, there wasn't a war this man didn't like. Lindsey Graham was like a Adolf Hitler type of figure. If Hitler was a closeted gay Southerner, he would be Lindsey Graham. And I've always appreciated that about Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham didn't meet a cock he didn't like or a war he didn't support. Whether it's Ukraine. Lindsey Graham went on TV and said, we need to let Israel kill everyone in Gaza. He did. He's like, let me tell you right now, I'll support Israel to my dying day. I think they need to do whatever they want to do. And if you don't like it, you can fuck off. In the Bay Area, they go, I feel for the people in Gaza. And then they still support the bombings going on a daily basis. At least Lindsey Graham was an honest demon, except for sucking balls. Sucking cock and balls, Lindsey Graham wouldn't accept. That was too far for Lindsey Graham. Murdering children, supporting the death of... You know what sucks? Lindsey Graham's the last of his era. Because homosexuality is really not taboo anymore. Which means people who are gay are open with their gayness, which is how it should be. But Lindsey Graham is one of the last people who was a closeted homosexual who compensated for his gay feelings with overt violence. That's the thing. A lot of dudes, I feel like closeted homosexuals being violent is a lost art. Lindsey Graham was one of the last people practicing a lost art. Who is going to replace Lindsey? Who cared more than Lindsey Graham? Lindsey Graham didn't just sign the bombs, he kissed them. He licked the tip of every bomb. He sucked off every bomb dropped on Russia, on Gaza, on Lebanon. Lindsey Graham didn't even look like a dude in his later age. He looked like a southern lesbian. He looked like a dyke for death. Adolf Hitler. Do you think Lindsey Graham and Charlie Kirk are meeting up in hell right now? I have to wonder. Does Lindsey Graham pretend to be straight for Satan? Or is he openly homosexual in hell? Maybe Lindsey Graham's death freed him. It freed him from his repressed urges where he can be openly gay in hell. Maybe he's butt-fucking Ronald Reagan right now. Maybe he's having a bukkake off with every IDF soldier he's ever financially supported with his laws. We're never going to get another Lindsey Graham because no one can be that gay and that evil simultaneously anymore. They don't care. Peter Thiel, openly gay, openly Satan, not that interesting. Also, he was Southern. He had this like twang. He's like, we're going to kill all the people in Russia. We'll never have that again. Accents are dying. The internet's flattening regionalism. The internet's flat. Everyone sounds like me. That's disgusting. We don't need that. We need Lindsey Grahams. We need old boomers with accents justifying the death of children while sucking cock under tables. Where else are we going to find that? Nowhere. We lost a real one. Lindsey Graham, Southern homosexual, friend of the show, member of the group chat. So rest in peace, Lindsey Graham. But that's not the only thing happening in Congress. And this is where it ties back to the Bay Area. Lindsey Graham spiritually from the Bay Area. This congressperson, Ro Khanna, actually from the Bay Area. Ro Khanna decided to go to Israel and to the West Bank. Not just Israel, but the West Bank, which is like officially Palestine, or what's left of it, unfortunately. And this sitting congressman was kidnapped by settlers in the West Bank at gunpoint. And then the actual IDF soldiers came, and they basically just helped the settlers. You know how fucking weird that is? Like, he had to go back to America and look people in the eye who voted for funding the guns that were aimed at his head in the West Bank, held by teenagers that haven't showered in weeks. Which I think is inspiring. And then he came to America and was like, yo, I got kidnapped, and old white people who have never left this country called him a liar and a piece of shit, which is beautiful. Also, Ro Khanna, they apparently were racist towards him. He said it was the first time he's ever felt like brown in his life. Which I'm not sure what that exactly means, because America's also pretty fucking racist. Has Ro Khanna not been paying attention? Has Ro Khanna not been paying attention to racism in the United States? If him going to Israel, okay, here's the thing. America's racist. America's really fucking racist. Even in the Bay Area, it's racist. We're just liars. We're just, the difference between the Bay Area, like the difference between coastal America and like the heartland of America, is we're more sophisticated liars. California produces a smarter racist who at least can look you in the eye and lie to you. In the South, they just say, get out of my neighborhood. On the West Coast, they just watch you from their camera, and if you stand around too long, they call the police. And then, if the police beat you up and they see you afterwards, they go, oh my God, what happened? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, your feelings are so valid. I'll come to the protest. I'll even take a picture there. That's what they do. When Ro Khanna said it was the first time he ever felt brown, I was like, is he even from America?
Yeah.
Then I realized he's from Fremont. He just went around a bunch of rich people like him. Ro Khanna was over in Israel, and they abducted him. They aimed guns at him. They laughed at him. Apparently, they spit at him. And, some would say that's too far. You know what's funny, actually, about Israel? There's this conspiracy that Jews run the media. If that is true, who is doing Israel's PR training? Like, whoever is running Israel's PR team is I don't even know if they're Jewish.
Tighten up.
Check their circumcision. I don't think it's there. Ro Khanna was abducted, and it's very sad what happened. I try to make a joke of it, but like these things happen all the time, and it's crazy that we're still funding this, even when members of Congress are assaulted. American citizens have been beaten, killed, and illegally detained in the West Bank, in Israel. They've killed every journalist in Gaza. The quote-unquote war, when it's really a genocide in Gaza, has actually killed more journalists than any war ever. More journalists have died, because they're just bombing everybody. Because it's not even like really a war, because a war is like an army versus an army. This isn't really an army. This is like an army with like top-of-the-line tech versus a guy in sandals. And his son. And they have like an AK-47 that's hella rusty from like 1986. And they're like, this person's trying to commit genocide with this rusty AK-47. We're not going to let him.
A video game.
Exactly, yeah.
Killing innocents.
We're killing him with like 2,000-pound bombs directed by AI like algorithm. There's some guy with a video game controller blowing up children. He's a threat to the camera. Speaking of AI being amazing, Daly City, the Cow Palace, may transition into an AI data center, which I find to be a bit shocking considering San Francisco, because yes, the Cow Palace is technically in Daly City, I understand that, but it's spiritually part of San Francisco. Like when everyone says like, oh, I'm going to the Cow Palace, someone's like, oh, you're going to Daly City? No one's ever said that, ever in history. It literally is basically San Francisco. It's a historic spot. Martin Luther King spoke there. Do you think when Martin Luther King was speaking for black rights, he was like, one day, this very location, will be made to automate the creation of racist memes? Nirvana played there. Like, this is an incredibly important place. And now it's just going to be a data center so you could take photos from girls at school and ask Grok to make them naked. Do we really need that? Also, data centers are fucking horrible for the environment. And so, of course, naturally, they're putting this fucking horrible data center, which is horrible for the environment, which sucks up all the water. And before people go, well, that's not a big deal. The bay has plenty of water. They're not taking the water out of the fucking bay. They're taking it from the municipal water supply, you fucking moron. I can't wait for my shower pressure to be fucking nothing, so Sam Altman can get more money. That's another thing, too. It's like, all of this is happening so rich people can devalue the labor of poor people. They're putting this in Daly City so they don't have to hire people to do things this data center will do. Like, literally, it's just automated fucking plagiarism. Like, we're getting to the point where we're just regurgitating slop. It's a slop regurgitation machine based on real human inputs. Why the fuck would anyone want that? I don't understand how anyone could be possibly bullish about AI or data centers, considering it's literally just going to be used to replace them. Do you want to be homeless? Continue to support AI. Also, the coders who are making AI, the AI algorithms are literally studying how you code to code themselves. You're literally coding yourself out of a job. You're so fucking smart, but so dumb. Well, actually, AI is not going to take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI is going to take your job. It's literally just, if you can give someone directions, that's all it takes. Do this. No, do it like this. That's it. That's what it takes to learn how to do, or that's what it takes to know how to use AI. It's fucking stupid. Do I use it? Do I ask it questions? Of course I do. I'm an American. I live in hypocrisy every day. I am wearing clothes. I am a leftist wearing clothes made professionally by children. That's what's really funny too. AI is disgusting. It's an abomination. And on a legislative level, it should be challenged. But when people in America, the most evil country on earth, who never question all the other benefits of the evil shit we do, start telling people, I can't believe you used AI from an ethical fucking high ground. Are you a fucking idiot? You're using an iPhone. This iPhone is made possible by taking minerals out of Africa, where children with missing limbs are digging in mines to pull these minerals out, so the minerals can be shipped to China and manufactured by children, so you can sit there and tell everyone you're a better person than them. Do you understand that? That's what you're doing right now. Also, just so you know, if you're using social media in any capacity, you're actually feeding the AI algorithm that is actually studying your behavior and using it to make more slop. So even if you're not using AI, you're feeding AI. So please, get off the high horse and shut the fuck up. Now, it should be abolished, but while it's here, of course I'm going to use it. I'm lazy. I'm going to use it for all kinds of things. I'm going to use it just to do it. I'm going to ask it what the weather's tomorrow. I'm not even going to Google the weather. I'm going to ask AI because I think it's kind of funny that it took a gallon of water to answer the weather. Tell me what the fucking weather is in Oakland.
You're clicking AI at the top of the Google search.
Exactly. If you Google search, they're using AI. And motherfuckers, people are using Google. Like, the algorithm that gives you shit on YouTube and Instagram, it's all AI. It's all AI. The algorithm is AI. It's studying your behavior to give you shit to confirm your bias so you never grow as a person. That's what it is. So please, if you go, it's pretty lame to use AI. Bitch, you're using AI on the app. You're just not creating anything. You might as well use it because it's using you. Figure it the fuck out. Jesus Christ. Every fucking time.
Okay, they haven't figured out how to outsource it to another country.
Exactly. If we're using the water of people much poorer than us far away, not a problem.
Take it.
Take it all.
It's filthy anyway.
Exactly. What we should do, I actually have an idea, and it's actually a good idea, because AI is not going anywhere. All the leftists, like talking about class war and shit, we're not doing anything. We're on the systems that are oppressing us, talking about how much we hate the systems that oppress us. You're going to have to get violent. I'm kidding. Don't kill me, Donald Trump. I'm kidding. Here's what I think we should do. I'm fat, so I don't want to hear you fat fucks bitching in the comments. That's fat phobic. I'm not scared of myself. I can't be fat phobic, or if I walked in front of a mirror, I go, ah, every day. Okay? I'm fat. Here's what we should do. We should have millions of treadmills. Hear me out. We put fat people on these treadmills, and their sweat will cool the AI data center. That way, we are addressing the obesity epidemic, and we're cooling our AI data centers in a more ethical and healthy way. Am I correct? Yes? Thank you. We have to get rid of GLP-1s. We have to put these fat fucks in the AI data center to collect their sweat. Well, yeah, you're generating power. And dude, it is so perfect. Did I not solve the problem?
You did.
We've solved the problem. We've solved the fuck. Put these fat pieces of shit to work, including me. I'm just kidding, not me. But the rest of them gotta go. I have a job to do this, whatever this is. If you're thin, and listen, there's gonna be two people: fat people with a job, and thin people who are gonna be executed. In the future, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be fat people. There's gonna be rich people using AI, fat people cooling the AI and powering it, and thin people facing the wall. That's what's gonna happen. That's the America I want. Literally, okay? Because a real American's a fat piece of shit who is directly benefiting rich people by their consumption. There you go. Full circle. Nothing's more American than being a fat slob on a treadmill generating electricity for fucking data centers so a rich person can come up with more ways to ruin your life. Put these fat people to work! Except for me. I have to do this. I have to do this. Sometimes vodka goes down, and sometimes it'll be, even though Tito's is relatively smooth, but sometimes it's not. Because this is actually a delicious diet soda. This diet soda is actually phenomenal. Some diet soda is an abomination.
Yep.
This is great. So I was like, oh, this tastes great. And then you have this bitter vodka, and you're like, oh, fuck. You know, because like when I first did it, when there's nothing good tasting in my mouth, went right through. But after tasting that delicious diet soda, zero sugar diet Dr. Pepper, blackberry, amazing. The Tito's vodka, not as good in comparison. So it was a bit jarring. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, put the fat people to work. Let them power the data centers. And if anyone says that's fat phobic, fuck you. Exactly. We've canceled GLP-1s because we have to generate the AI data centers with your fat ass. We need someone shaped like me, but not me to do this. We need someone with the width. And because I'm a lot of person. I'm not like a normal fat person. I'm a mountain of a fat person. I'm a behemoth. I'm a long whale. I'm the man for the job, but not me. Someone like me. But enough about people doing a good job. There was a sheriff deputy who has been arrested. A cop did something wrong and was arrested. If you're a cop who got arrested for molesting an inmate, you must have molested the fuck out of that inmate. That must have been one of the most overt molestations in the history of, because cops can do a lot. Cops can do a lot. Listen. Cops can murder you in front of everybody on TV and get away with it. If you are a cop who got arrested for molesting someone already convicted of a crime that the public has already deemed a criminal, you must have gotten a little handsy. Either you're molesting at a level that has never been seen before, you're doing unprecedented levels of molestation, or you just suck to work with. And the other cops don't like the way you molest. Brooke Jenkins is prosecuting a cop for groping. Brooke Jenkins is a person. This bitch didn't prosecute a security guard for murdering somebody at Walgreens for stealing a sandwich. How much did you grope this fucking person? What the fuck did you do? Brooke Jenkins let off a fucking cop who shot a guy in the face in a drive-by style shooting who was unarmed. She let off the rookie cop who's on his first day of the job, shot a guy in the face through his rolled up window in the squad car while the car was still moving. The guy was unarmed. Brooke Jenkins dropped the charges on that fucking guy. How much did you grope? Anyways, Nanette got arrested for fucking sexually assaulting an inmate, and you know, them. What if it's a non-binary police officer?
She is a deputy.
She is a deputy. I had no idea what the gender or what this. Okay, well, I don't even. What was it? Maybe the inmate was just tripping because, like, you know, women go like, "Hey, girl, smack, smack." What if it was one of those situations? She's like ruined her life over that.
I have no idea.
Or if she's like, "Damn, bitch, you got an ass, smack, smack," and she's like, "Get the fuck to jail." Could you? What if Nanette goes to jail and then another inmate or another fucking corrections officer gropes her? It's the circle of life, ladies and gentlemen. Look it up. But speaking of people who are not doing anything, Daniel Lurie shuts down Mamdani style public grocery store in San Francisco. I don't even know why that's news. Do you think Daniel Lurie gives a fuck about the poor? Like when Daniel Lurie's walking around San Francisco telling homeless people to catch a fade with his bodyguards, do you think he wants them to have cheaper food? Do you like I don't even know, like Daniel Lurie, friend of the show, friend of the group chat, member of the group chat, Daniel Lurie is going around literally having his bodyguards physically fight homeless people. That is a thing he did. Do you really think he's going to offer these people who if he could politically, I believe if Daniel Lurie could politically survive it, he would literally put all the homeless people in San Francisco in a fucking blender. If he could politically survive it, he would walk through the tent. He would have the IDF come in with a blowtorch and light all the tents on fire with the people inside. I believe that without a question.
Shipping them out is not enough. They'll come back.
Exactly. Daniel Lurie would literally give them the most powerful fentanyl in the world as long as it was their last dose. That's Daniel Lurie. There's no way on fucking earth you think he would do anything to help anybody ever. Not even just homeless people. Just people who exist in the city who aren't rich. Daniel Lurie wants to make San Francisco a country club. Have you not been fucking paying attention? Like, how the fuck is that news? But yeah, he's not trying to solve any problems. Any time a politician solves a problem, it's a problem that rich people consider a problem. Homelessness is a poor person problem or a rich person LARPing problem. Because the Bay Area does have a lot of rich people who are homeless by choice because they think it's interesting. Because God forbid you have a personality. You go, I'm homeless and I'm an artist. I'm a starving artist. Your mom works for Raytheon. Go back home and shut the fuck up. And also cut the dreadlocks. You're white. You have no business having dreadlocks. Shut up. It's enough. But yeah, no. Politicians aren't trying to solve, especially San Francisco politicians, are not trying to solve any problems for working class people or the homeless. They don't want you to get anything for free. Shit in San Francisco is more expensive than it is typically. A public grocery store would get rid of the profit fucking motive, and it would actually make the goods cheaper because they'd most likely be selling them at cost or very close to cost. He doesn't fucking want that. He doesn't want San Francisco to be a magnet city for people who can't afford the rent there. San Francisco is the most expensive city in the country by design. We are now number one again because of the AI boom. You think Daniel Lurie wants people to get food for cheap that he wants dead? No, unless he can poison the food. If Daniel Lurie could put all the homeless and poor people in Oakland, he would. If Daniel Lurie could put them in a wood chipper on Treasure Island, he would. If he could fucking make them into a sludge-like substance that can cool the data center in Daly City, he would. In my opinion, don't sue me! Speaking of problems that aren't going to get solved anytime soon, the San Francisco Chronicle asked a rhetorical question in a new article called, and once again, we're back to sex workers. For whatever reason, my sex worker clips go viral. Can Oakland reclaim International Boulevard from sex workers? No. And if they could, this is what's funny about like crime hotspots or like vice hotspots in cities. They're like, okay, this street is a hot spot for sex workers and drug dealers and whatever the case may be. Do you think they can't go to a different street?
That's what I say, relocation.
They're going to go one block away. They did this in the Mission District. They were like, okay, there's hella hoes on Cap Street. We're going to fucking have people cruise it. We're going to have cruise cars going up and down Cap Street in the Mission District. They just went one fucking street over. Oh, now they're not on Cap Street. They're on fucking South Van Ness. Woo, problem solved. Shut the fuck up. You guys are dumb. They're just sucking cock in alleys in front of residential homes now. I think all the hoes should be relocated off International Boulevard directly onto College. Perfect. Bring these bitches to Rockridge. Rock hard husbands in Rockridge need to stop having to drive to East Oakland to get their dick sucked by someone they're scared of.
Let's just move the open air market.
Let's move the open air market to Rockridge. I want there to be hoes and crack dealers surrounding the Rockridge BART station. The pimps sit in the car in front of your $2 million bungalow while your husband pays $200 for a blowjob and gets robbed and forced to go to grocery outlet via Zelle. That's what needs to happen. That's the only way equality can be achieved in Oakland. We need to democratize crime. Crime is too it's just too concentrated in Oakland. We need to bring hoes to the Oakland Hills. We need to bring hoes to Skyline Boulevard. We need to bring hoes to Redwood Heights. We need to bring hoes to Montclair. Bring these bitches to Montclair.
The new diversification program.
Exactly. You know, like back in the day when like they're desegregating schools and they're busing the kids to like nicer schools. We need to bus these hoes to nicer neighborhoods in Oakland. Oh, despite what the media tells you, there are some rich fucking... Sell your pussy in Piedmont. I'm going to run for mayor of Oakland, and that's my fucking tagline. Abraham Woodliff, sell your pussy in Piedmont. That's going to be my slogan. Fuck them. Literally. Fuck rich people in Piedmont. Sell your pussy in Piedmont. You heard it here first, folks. That's what you need to do. Stop selling your pussy in International Boulevard. It's been done. It's not unique. It's not original. Sell your pussy in Piedmont. The Piedmont Blade.
There you go.
The Piedmont Blade. Cut up in Piedmont. I'm just saying. It's a thought. Not a good idea. It's an idea, though. But no, Oakland. Oakland can't do shit. The city government of Oakland, no disrespect to the politicians. I like all of you, and I'm going to help you run with your fucking dumb little campaigns, and you guys are going to make a bunch of promises. I'll stand next to you in the photos. That's fine. You're not going to stop shit in Oakland. I was born in 1991. I've lived in Oakland over half my life. My entire life, politicians have been talking about removing the sex workers off of East 14th or International Boulevard my entire fucking life. You know how many have achieved it? 0. It's a talking point. It's not going to happen. And I know the journalists who write these articles are cynical enough and smart enough to understand that, but they have to write this shit anyways. But no, it's not going to change.
Is there a plan?
Probably, but it's not going to work. What are they going to do? They're going to put those little fucking circular blockers. When I'm mayor of Oakland, and you're going to go like, Abe, actually, Piedmont's a different city than Oakland. Shut the fuck up. Piedmont's not real. Emeryville's not real. It's all parts of Oakland. They just say they're different cities because they don't want the reputation. But I'm going to fix that problem by bringing the problems to them. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. San Francisco Chronicle is so funny. A rescue on the blade. That's what they named the article. A rescue on the blade.
I mean, aren't they just going to move people like they move homeless people?
Yeah, you're just going to shift them around. And then the next politician's going to be like, we'll shift them around somewhere else. Also, here's the thing. And here to the people who, because here's the thing. I lived on East 17th Street. No, not anymore. But I did live on East 17th Street. 3 blocks from International. Right by that fucking 7-Eleven in Funktown. I lived right there. It's a poor neighborhood. Listen to the poor people who can constantly call the police. I'm going to tell you something you may not like it. The city does not give a fuck about you. They're gonna come there. They're gonna do these articles. They may performatively arrest a few people who are real problems, but other than that, they don't give a fuck. OPD, despite International Boulevard being one of the longest streets in Oakland, if not the longest, it's like over 7 miles long, are not coming to save the day because it's almost like the Tenderloin. Like it's a containment zone. So is the Chronicle going to write these articles and go, are we going to fix the issue on International? Oh my God. Yeah, they're going to write that shit, but they don't fucking mean it. They don't fucking mean it. They don't mean shit. You got to fucking live in reality. If you don't want to deal with hoes on International Boulevard, they're not going to leave it. You should. Move to another street. East 18th Street is not like that. 4 blocks away. Significantly different. Shit, even Foothill's not that bad. Move to Foothill.
Installing barricades?
They're installing barricades, yeah. They do these little things to like reroute traffic.
To stop people from walking?
Yeah, it's not going to do shit. It's not going to do shit. Like these hoes can't walk over a barricade. Like a car can't turn a corner. These are fake solutions. These are fake solutions so fucking morons at the Chronicle can write articles about the progress they're making, which doesn't exist. The Oakland Buddha did more to combat crime than the fucking barricades on International Boulevard ever did, just so you know. People get shot on International Boulevard in broad fucking daylight. No one's hiding. I've seen people drive on the sidewalk in International Boulevard, like in broad daylight. Honestly, buying pussy and selling pussy is the least of the problems on International fucking Boulevard. That shit doesn't kill anybody.
There's not a stoplight they use.
Exactly. Like people run, you're right. People run stoplights at Internet. Bro, like low key, like driving at International, especially at nights, like risky as fuck is how people drive on that street. No one gives a fuck. And it's very apparent. No one gives a fuck. It is very apparent. So the truth is, like, you're not going to stop shit. And it you know. Also, the thing is, like, sex work should be legal anyways. Pimp should be phased out. Sorry, too short. I'm probably not going to like this. Pimp should be phased out. It should be regulated. There should be whore houses that are like regular shit. People like listen, having sex is legal as long as people are consensually having sex and they're of age, and selling things is legal. Why is selling sex illegal? Real question. Like, I've never participated in that world, but it's like it's just a dumb problem. It's a dumb thing to criminalize because it's something you can't fucking control because there's always going to be a demand for it. And if there's a demand for it, people are going to meet that demand. And if it's illegal, the people who are going to meet the demand are going to be criminals. So why don't you just decriminalize it and save everyone a big fucking headache? That's a way to do it. To be fair, I don't know if, like, making it fully legal is the right move. Not because I don't want people to make money or to live, like, legally. I think decriminalizing is the right move because we fully legalize it. That means, like, corporate America is going to get into selling pussy, and that'd be really annoying.
Yep.
Like...
Yeah, decriminalizing it sounds like a good first.
Yeah, decriminalizing is the move. Legalizing, I don't know if it's the move because I don't want to see ads for, like, come to Pimp Rick's. We have the best pussy in town. 50% off for new members. Like, if we turn, like, prostitution into a weed dispensary, that's going to suck. Could you imagine if, like, Burner was selling you pussy? Hey, yo, this is Burner. Ha ha. We have the best pussy in the Bay. Ah ha ha. First 5 fucks get an ounce of cookies. Ah ha ha. I hang out with Wiz Khalifa. Like, that's the thing. Okay? Like, that's what's going to happen if we fully legalize it. We don't need that. We don't need Burger selling you pussy.
You just need a medical card.
Exactly. I need this pussy or I'm going to die. I need this pussy for my anxiety. It's the only thing that helps me sleep. That's not great. Decriminalize, don't legalize. I don't want to see advertisements. And I don't want brands to compete because all it's going to do is devalue it. Decriminalize it. Let women make their money. We don't need corporate America getting into the pussy market. Could you imagine the AI billboards for sex work? Oh my God. Oh my, that'd be the worst shit in the world. Like, an AI billboard selling like some 18-year-old's vagina who's really 32 with makeup on would be a huge problem. We don't need that. Like, just go to Nevada. It's legal in Nevada in certain counties.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, outside of certain counties. Just go there. But yeah, Oakland's not going to do shit. We should just decriminalize it. Stop arresting these girls. Start arresting the pimps. They're the ones forcing them to do it. Sorry to the rap community that lies about being pimps all the time, except for a few cases when they actually are. Arrest them. Arrest people lying too. It's like, you wanted the reputation. Congratulations. Welcome to jail. It's not going to stop. You know what also isn't going to stop? The merger between Warner Brothers and Paramount with Larry Ellison. California is suing. California is currently suing to stop the merger of Warner Brothers and Paramount and the Discovery deal, which is basically ran by Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison has gotten very interested in acquiring media companies. The reason why he's interested in acquiring media companies is because, well, it started with TikTok, and he found that TikTok and TikTok's users were very critical of Israel bombing kids. Can you believe it? So what Larry Ellison did to get around people being upset that Israel bombs kids for a hobby, decided to buy TikTok. And he said, why stop there? Let's buy all the media. Like, there's that whole stereotype that Jews run the media. It's actually just one guy. It's just one Jew, Larry Ellison. You could stop hating all the Jews, just hate Larry Ellison. It's much more efficient and actually accurate. I know Jews who don't own anything. Also, could you imagine like the Walton family's Christian, right? They own Walmart. People don't go, the Christians are exploiting everybody. They don't, because it's dumb. But for whatever reason, when one Jewish guy is a demon, they're like, all Jews are demons. It's a little unfair. It's a little unfair. Oh God, that's fucking funny. No, but like, that's the thing. It's like Larry Ellison's trying to merge all the media under his wing. He bought CBS News. He bought TikTok. He put Barry Weiss in there. Like, what's crazy is Barry Weiss is probably one of the least effective propagandists of all time, and I've never seen anyone fail upward more than her. Barry Weiss sucks. Like, I've never seen Barry Weiss say anything where I'm like, oh man, I really want to hear what the fuck Barry Weiss says. I want to hear what this rich dyke has to say about the world. If you're rich, I don't want to hear what you think about things because you live in a bubble. And Barry Weiss is not only rich, all she wants to do, no matter what organization she's at, is just defend Israel. Israel could nuke literally every country in the Middle East right now, and Barry Weiss would be like, well, hey, we saw that was coming. We knew that was coming. So, hey, listen, whatever. They're all terrorists, wink, wink. That's what you do. And that's why she's running CBS News, because Larry Ellison likes that about her. Hate Larry Ellison. But here's the thing. California's not going to be able to stop this merger, but I understand why California doesn't want this merger to happen, because essentially all of Hollywood would be owned by Larry fucking Ellison in a meaningful capacity. It's true. In a meaningful capacity, Larry Ellison would own Hollywood. That's not great. That's not great. It'll be bad for the market. It'll lead to a lack of competition. But here's the thing. We're living under the Trump administration. Larry Ellison is a close personal friend of Donald Trump. I have bad news for you. The FCC, or not the FCC, whoever the fuck that fucking, let me click this article so I can be a little more educated in what I'm saying. The blah, 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 blah. Whoever's the regulatory body that would approve that type of thing is going to let it happen. Because Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck. Do you think Donald Trump is concerned about rich people having an overt or basically or too much influence or an outsized influence on media? You think Donald Trump is worried about his wealthy friends having too much influence on the type of slop you see on television? The answer is no. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck. California doesn't give a fuck. Larry Ellison doesn't give a fuck. Here's the thing. We talk about laws stopping, monopolies and antitrust laws and things like that. The problem is the wealthy write our laws, and if the laws doesn't suit their aims, they'll just rewrite the laws. They'll hire politicians. They will lobby politicians to rewrite the laws to essentially alter it so it fits their purpose, so it suits their purpose. That's what's going to fucking happen. And if you don't think that, grow the fuck up, you're stupid. We don't live in a democracy. We have pre-selected things we can vote on, picked by the ultra-rich, for the fucking broke little poor pigs can figure out, so they can think they have a choice. Our choice boils down to Coke and Pepsi. Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb. That's the choice we have. Paper or plastic. iPhone or Android. Those are the actual choices you have. That's it. Everything else is fake. There is such a divergence from public opinion and legislation that is passed in this country, it would blow your fucking mind. Most Americans want health care. Most Americans don't want us going into every fucking war in the Middle East that's ever existed. Most Americans don't want us bombing the Middle East consistently. Most Americans don't want that. Guess what? The elite don't fucking care, and the politicians who are made possible by the elite's financial prowess also do not fucking care. They don't care. So can we please grow the fuck up? California sued to stop Larry Ellison. You think anyone gives a fuck? You know what's going to happen? Best case scenario, it just essentially just it just basically delays it a little bit. Just delays it. It delays it a little bit. But that's it. And worst case scenario, the companies are just going to move to a state who will get down on their knees and suck Larry Ellison's cock, which I hate to tell you is most of them. You know what's going to really suck? When LA or Hollywood gets relocated to Texas for tax purposes, for political purposes, that's what's probably going to happen. Or Atlanta. There's hella movies made in Atlanta. That's what's probably going to happen. So I hate to tell you, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we're not going to beat shit. And also, LA without Hollywood loses the glamour, because LA is a disgusting city. I've been to Los Angeles. I lived in Glendale for years as a kid. Everyone's going to be like, that's not LA. It's LA County. Grow the fuck up. It's the same shit. It's all a bunch of strip malls and fucking highways and freeways. That's all LA is. Do you know literally 25% of Los Angeles statistically is a parking lot? 25% of the city limits of Los Angeles is a fucking parking lot. That is not glamorous. Los Angeles is 469 square miles of land. 25% of that. That means 100 square mile, over 100 square miles of LA is a parking lot. That means that means LA is all of San Francisco and all of Oakland, and that land that makes up all of SF and all of Oakland in terms of landmass is a parking lot. Imagine all of San Francisco and all of Oakland being a parking lot. That's for one how big LA is and how many cars are in LA. So you're not a city, you're 420 suburbs in a trench coat. Can we stop? Cities mean you have like public transportation and density. If 25% of your city is a parking lot, you're not a city, you're just a lot of people in a suburb. Sorry. I wish Los Angeles well though. I like your beaches.
Yep.
Yeah, anyways. So most of LA is a parking lot. Well, not most of it, but enough for me to make fun of you guys. Most of it's a parking lot. LA's not glamorous. It's not. I'm telling you the truth. Like, you put Sacramento on the ocean, you have LA. That's really the truth. The only thing that saves Los Angeles is the ocean. That is any other shithole in the Central Valley, regardless. The Bay Area, people hate on Oakland. Oakland looks way fucking better than LA. Way fucking better. LA looks like shit. I like LA though. I like LA because it's cheaper. I like Long Beach because the ocean's there. But speaking of Southern California and how over it is, sewage pollution is keeping kids out of the water in a California beach town. And it's not just any California beach town, it's San Diego. Basically, there's a bunch of shit floating in the water in San Diego and kids can't swim, which isn't great. But basically, this happened recently. At a YMCA camp surf in Imperial Beach last week, a group of middle schoolers spent their morning skateboarding, scaling a climbing tower, and practicing archery. This is the article. I'm actually not saying this. You see how I read that with conviction as if I'm just speaking extemporaneously? Most of you can't do that because most people can't read past a third grade level. Congratulations. Anyways, a lot of these kids went to the beach and found out that they have been limited from a ton of sewage pollution between San Diego and Tijuana. So basically what's happening is, it seems, is all the shit in San Diego, they're trying to flow into the water on the Mexican side of the border, which is incredibly racist and classist and fucked up. But it's also floating back too. So the kids who want to surf are surfing in shit. Yeah. Uh-huh. Which is not good. It's not good. But I think it's like it's kind of, it's symbolic in a sense. It's symbolic of where we are in a country, as a country.
It's like a global shit economy.
Exactly, yeah. Even when you're trying to have fun, you're still up to your neck in shit.
Yeah.
You can't even escape it. Back in the 90s, because I romanticized the 90s a lot, and because things were better, and not because things were actually better, the country was ran by demons who were bombing everyone who's ever lived back then too. I just didn't know. Life was easier to deal with in the 90s because we were delusional and things were cheaper. Now we know how bad everything is, so even if we're trying to go fucking surf or hang out at the beach, we still realize we're up to our neck in shit. These kids are actually learning a valuable life lesson about life. They may not know it. They may not know it. But they are. Hey, you want to have a fun day on the beach? Guess what? The country's ran by fascists. We're financing a genocide. And you're not going to have a job because AI. And a little bit of poop got in your mouth. They're learning about the global economy. One gulp of shit down their throat at a time. Welcome to America. That's the way you should, honestly, I think all the kids, and not just in San Diego, not just at the border with Mexico, but all the kids in this country should be forced to swim there. Because it's going to teach them a lot about the world. Yes, we have a beautiful country, and we are determined to ruin it. And not only ruin it, ruin your time on it. And in it. And that's just how it is. So yeah, I think more people should be shitting in the ocean. Because it's honest. It's an honest thing to do. Shitting in the ocean isn't pretentious. Shitting in the ocean isn't for everyone. But shitting in the ocean will tell you a lot about where you are. Yeah, some things are pretty, but some things are shitty, and sometimes they're blended together, and sometimes you're floating in it. And that's honestly life. That's honestly life on Earth. You weren't asked to be born. You weren't asked to be alive. You didn't ask your parents to fuck. You didn't ask your dad to slip the condom off. But here you are. Congratulations. You're $100,000. You're going to be $100,000 in college debt. You're not going to get a job, and no one's coming to save you. So enjoy your ocean of shit. And that's just how it is. I think it's beautifully poetic, you know? Because at the end of the day, we're all hostage in some sense, some more than others, though. Speaking of shit, a California company has been linked to the Taco Bell lettuce diarrhea outbreak. Listen, I don't even know why the Taco Bell lettuce diarrhea outbreak's news. Taco Bell, since its inception, has been a fucking diarrhea outbreak. I have never ate Taco Bell in my life without getting diarrhea. It's part of the process. Taco Bell is the best tasting fast food, and because it's the best tasting fast food, your asshole has to feel like it's on fire in order to justify how delicious it is. People have explosive diarrhea after eating Taco Bell. Bitch, what else is new? That's it. That's how it works. All right? We love Taco Bell, and we know what we're doing. It's like people who drink alcohol, who get a hangover. Diarrhea is the Taco Bell hangover, don't complain. This one may last 3 months. I don't care. I'll eat Taco Bell every day and get diarrhea. It's a great way to lose weight. You know what I mean? Have you ever weighed yourself after taking a big sloppy diarrhea shit? It may not be fat, but you feel good about yourself. You're 2 pounds down. Good job. Yeah, it might be water weight. Who cares? You're doing good. I know you haven't dieted in years. I know you haven't gone on a walk or exercised in months, despite that gym membership you've had for a decade. But maybe for some of us, this explosive diarrhea, this Taco Bell explosive diarrhea. Honestly, I don't know why people are making a big deal out of this. Taco Bell always gives you diarrhea. It sounds like this is just poor man's Ozempic. You can't afford Ozempic. You can't afford a GLP-1. Well, go to Taco Bell, get explosive diarrhea. You'll be thin in no time. Congratulations. I don't understand the problem. If you're complaining about Taco Bell going to diarrhea, you're not built for Taco Bell, bitch. You're not man enough to handle spending 30 minutes on the toilet to the point where you can't feel your legs because the circulation has been cut off because you've been in the same toilet bowl for so long, sitting in the same position on that hard fucking plaster toilet, except for your ass, which is on fire. It's just pins and needles and fire. And that's the price you pay for tasting perfection. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Not everyone's built for it. You know who is built for it, though? An escaped California prisoner captured in Mexico who escaped again. Here's the thing. I think there should be a law. If you escape from prison, get caught from escaping from prison, and escape again, you get to go free. Because at that point, you're just arguing with God. If you escape twice, you're meant to be free. Like our good friend here. Our good friend Miguel Benuelos walked away from a Northern California prison camp on July 4th. 2 days later, he escaped. He was captured in Mexico. He got to Mexico from a Northern California prison camp in 2 days. This guy is hustling. Friend of the show. Bring him in the group chat to meet. Miguel, if you're out there, I want to be friends. He got captured in Mexico and then escaped again. Which means one of two things. Either this guy is like a Jason Bourne level genius, or he had at least $15 in his pocket to bribe the Mexican authorities with. One of the two. Either way, if you escape twice, you get to go free. If you escape twice, you get to go. And if you escape 3 times, you never get arrested again, no matter what you do. You've beat the system.
Get out of jail free.
You get out of jail. If you escape 3 times, also, how fucking dumb are the guards? Like, you have a guy surrounded by concrete and barbed wire, and everyone has a gun. And that guy was able to walk out in an orange jumpsuit and get to Mexico. The guard should be in jail, not the prisoner. But he walked away from a Northern California prison camp on July 4th. 2 days later, he was captured in Mexico, but released later by he was released by the Mexican government? That's so funny. They're like, fuck it. He was captured in Mexico but released later by a Mexican magistrate, according to state correctional officials. Hold on. This guy ran to Mexico, escaped from prison, and then the authorities in Mexico were like, hey, you made it this far.
Yep.
You made it this far. Get out of here. I like the cut of your jib, kid. He's been serving a 7-year prison sentence and was 2 years away from his release before he walked away from the prison camp in Nevada County. Here's what I will say about Miguel. Kind of stupid. This guy had 2 more years to serve. If he gets caught again, despite the fact I think he should be let out for the rest of his life, if he gets caught again, he's getting a decade. Because Miguel, if you do come back to the States, they're going to throw you into the prison to make a fucking example out of you. That's the truth. Which is unfortunate because I like you. Because if you got away twice, I think you just kind of beat the system. It's like a John Gotti thing. Like when John Gotti beat the government 3 times, I just thought they should just stop prosecuting him. He's embarrassed you how many fucking times? They got him on the 4th time, but still. Free Miguel. Let's find out what he's in jail for. We finally got to the part. Benuelos has been serving a 7-year prison sentence for the transportation or sale of a controlled substance. Let him out. Let him out. In possession or purchase of heroin or cocaine that exceeded 4 kilograms. Who gives a fuck? Heroin, that's kind of retro.
Yeah.
Heroin, was it the 90s? He didn't have fentanyl. This guy was trying to save lives. He's like, listen, you don't need to take the fentanyl. Let's do something natural, something healthier, like heroin.
This won't kill you as fast.
He's giving you the Kurt Cobain retro throwback. You know, he's giving you the Seattle shot. I like this guy. Free him.
I mean, they released him.
They released the Mexican because in Mexico, they understand. Like, listen, we've all been there.
We'll give you 20 minutes head start.
Exactly. Listen, mijo. Just go. Give a fuck about the Americans think. And also the thing is like, we have bigger problems in America than heroin traffickers. We have bigger problems. Like, for example, something crazy happened that's much more severe. J.D. Vance, member of the group chat, friend of the show, friend of the family, was on the Joe Rogan podcast, a much smaller podcast than this one. And J.D. Vance said to Joe Rogan that Jeffrey Epstein was connected to the highest levels of American and Israeli intelligence. You have a sitting vice president telling the host of the #2 podcast just behind mine, of the #2 podcast on earth, the Joe Rogan Experience, that Jeffrey Epstein, who was running a multi-decade pedophile ring, was directly connected to the CIA and the Israeli Mossad. He said this on one of the biggest podcasts in the fucking world, and no one has gone to jail. But we're trying to catch Miguel.
And we've heard this before.
But the fact is, like, we all knew that Jeffrey Epstein worked for the Mossad and potentially the CIA. Also, apparently, the CIA is supposed to only work in foreign countries. Why are they raping kids here?
Ridiculous.
You're supposed to rape kids over there. If you're going to kill people and rape children, you have to do it far enough away where we don't feel bad about ourselves. That's the rule. That's rule number 1. If you're going to kill children, do it where I don't feel like it's local. You need to at least be 15 miles from me.
Oh, 15. That's it.
I don't want to be able to physically hear the screams. If you're wealthy, they have to be at least that far away. Jeffrey Epstein was too close. But the fact that a sitting vice president is admitting that the United States government and our greatest ally, Israel, was raping kids and trafficking children to the richest people in the world on the biggest podcast just behind mine on earth is a much bigger problem than Miguel selling heroin. I'm just saying. Here's what I've realized. Laws don't exist if you're rich. If you're broke, you can go to jail for trafficking heroin. You can go to jail for taking heroin. But if you're a billionaire, you can not only traffic a much larger quantity of heroin, you can fuck children while high on heroin. And that's the difference between the rich and the poor. People who are stupid think the difference between the rich and the poor is the amount of zeros in your bank account. That's not true. It's the amount of shit you can get away with. If you're a rich person, you can get away with murder. Literally, they kill people all the time. Do you really think Jeffrey Epstein, who is working for the Israeli government and the U.S. government, didn't kill some of those kids to keep their fucking mouths shut? Are you, like, for real? Can we be honest? They probably did. They probably killed all kinds of people. You know how many fucking people the CIA killed in the 60s? Everyone was getting whacked. If you even said you liked Russia kinda sometimes, you got a bullet in the fucking brain. Truthfully. Everyone was getting whacked in the 60s. You think that stopped? We know the CIA put crack in black neighborhoods in the 90s. Bitch, I was alive for that. What do you think they're not doing that now? Even though they're not allowed to work in the U.S., shut the fuck up. We have the vice president saying Jeffrey Epstein worked for us so they could kids. For us and Israel. I don't even know how that conversation comes up. I don't even know how you start that conversation. I have an idea, Steve. What we're going to do is we're going to steal children from Russia. Hear me out. Then we're going to have the richest people in the world fuck them. And we're going to film it in New York and Florida. And then if they step out of line, we're like, we have that video, you fucking Katiana. Don't want that getting out, do you? Bill Gates. Kidding, allegedly. I don't know. I'm just saying Bill Gates is very close to Jeffrey Epstein. His wife divorced him over it. Who knows why? Well, we do know why, because the Epstein files did release, and Bill Gates did ban Jeffrey Epstein for Xbox Live because Bill Gates fucked a prostitute who essentially was given to him by Jeffrey Epstein. And when Bill Gates told Jeffrey Epstein, I have chlamydia and I fucked my wife raw, Jeffrey Epstein left him on red. So Bill Gates decided to hit Jeffrey Epstein where it hurt, banning him from Xbox Lives where he could meet more children to rape. That's called chess, ladies and gentlemen, not checkers. But luckily, though, the U.S. government is focused on real issues. What if America gets so comfortable with pedophilia, they just look at Jeffrey Epstein as part of the American dream?
I feel like that's what's happening.
I know. Like, he just started off as a Brooklyn math teacher. Say what you want about Jeffrey Epstein. He's a man who knew what he wanted. He's a man who knew what he wanted. Speaking of a man who knows what he wants, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is focusing the American government on what really matters. Considering the fact that there's a known pedophile ring that Donald Trump may be implicated in. Allegedly. Donald Trump is focusing U.S. counterterrorism efforts on left-wing groups. Because as you know, the American left wing is just committing terrorist attacks left and fucking right. Yep. Could you imagine a counter-terrorist operation on a left-wing group? It's just like the Navy SEALs, and they raid a fucking coffee shop in Oakland. It's just you have a SEAL Team 6 just pop a fucking they them pronoun barista in the head, her brains all over the fucking floor. We saw your tweet from 2019 that said white privilege is real. You're getting your brains blown out.
They're picking up like hipsters.
Yeah, they're picking up hipsters on gunpoint. I'm gonna get executed. Like, this is funny memes, bro. You know what's also crazy, actually? My meme page has got me in trouble kind of with law enforcement. Not at that high of a level yet. Give me time. I remember back when the page first started to pop off, I was making fun of VPD for shooting everybody. This was back when I lived in Vallejo. Right. And I was at the Vallejo Farmers Market, which is the whitest place you can be in Vallejo. And a fucking Vallejo cop, and this is when I became public with the page, like people started to know me in Vallejo for the page. And a Vallejo cop who was like patrolling the farmers market popped up on a bicycle. Because you're Abe, right? And I'm like, I don't love that. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're a pretty funny guy. And I'm like, thanks. And he goes, be careful who you make jokes about. It may come back on you. And he just like rolled away.
Like, you're on a fucking bike.
Yeah, you're on a bike. Like, I just push you over. Love Vallejo. Shout out. Shout out to everything. But yeah. The United States government is focusing on left-wing terror, which I'm pretty sure at this point doesn't even exist. Most terror groups in the United States, other than like 9/11, have been domestic terrorists, and typically they're right-wing. Yep. You could argue that January 6th, when all the Trump supporters stormed the Capitol, was a terrorist attack. And he's pardoning them. But if you're some fucking like white lady who's like, Black Lives Matter, the government calls you a terrorist?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on? We're actively defending rich pedophiles, and we're going to be putting kooky aunts in jail because they think Palestinians deserve to live?
Rating yoga.
Exactly.
Studios.
Do you understand how many kooky white women in Oakland are going to jail if this becomes a thing?
Just every yoga studio.
Exactly.
People just
Next door's fucked. Next door's out of here. But yeah, I'm glad the Trump administration's focusing on the good things. Focusing on things that matter, affect our quality of life. But speaking of shootings and Donald Trump, a wife, a partner of one of the people who died in Butler, Pennsylvania during the Trump assassination attempt thinks it was an inside job.
Surprise.
She thinks it was. I know. Donald Trump, the most honest man in America, may have been telling a lie. She thinks that someone in the CIA or the Secret Service botched this shooting to help Trump's popularity, maybe, but really killed her husband.
Got it.
Because people really did die in the Butler shooting. Just Trump didn't. And a lot of people also find Trump's ear wound a little suspect, considering an assault rifle grazed him. And here's the thing about assault rifles grazing you. They take a chunk out of you. Right. Like, you don't get a nick from an assault rifle. It'll blow your ear off. Yeah. Every time Trump gets shot at, he's like, we're going to need a new ballroom. If you want people to stop shooting at me, we're going to need a big ballroom.
I'll be honest, I've never seen people care so little.
No one gives a fuck.
Especially on a fourth attempt. Like,
exactly. It's like you're going to get him eventually. It's 410. Because there was the guy in Ukraine. There was the kid, the Butler, Pennsylvania kid, who was born on my birthday, by the way. So, what's his fucking name? Thomas Matthew Crooks. That's his name, Thomas Matthew Crooks, who was shot by Thomas Matthew Crooks, a Gen Alpha kid who just suspiciously had no social media or online footprint. Yeah, all the kids are off the internet these days, especially when they assassinate the president. Like, how do you even get radicalized if you're on the internet? What the fuck? Was he reading MSNBC? What the fuck? But apparently she thinks that was a false flag, and I agree with her. I actually agree with her. But I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think anyone cares because I know Trump. It was also crazy as Trump who talks shit. Anytime anyone says anything negative about Trump, he like holds on to it. He doesn't let it go. So the fact that someone tried to kill him 3 times, he never brings it up, is a little suspicious. You would think Trump's like, you pussies missed. You would think he'd say something like that, but it was probably the CIA or the Mossad, who probably has videos of him fucking kids. Probably. I don't know. But Trump's focused on other things. He's not focused on assassination attempts. He's focused on fake left-wing terrorism and cryptocurrency. Donald Trump is the #1 winner in 2025 and 2026 in the crypto market. This year alone, Trump made over $1 billion on cryptocurrency when he launched his Trump coin, his meme coin, which he rug pulled. If you're a Trump supporter at this point, you should just kill yourself. Here's the thing. Trump launched his meme coin, and hella people put money in it, and he just rug pulled the whole thing. Fucking took all the equity out of it, took all the liquidity out of the meme coin, and just ended it. Yep. So he grifted all his supporters, and he still has supporters. Do you know how funny it is? People were bitching about Nancy Pelosi, friend of the show, member of the group chat, for being the top, for outperforming Warren Buffett on the stock market. Donald Trump is doing 100 times her insider trading on the stock market, and no one gives a fuck. That's why reputation matters. This is why you should be a piece of shit on day one. Don't pretend to be nice and then be a piece of shit covertly because people get upset. They feel deceived. If you're a piece of shit from the day people meet you and then something comes out about you being a piece of shit, people just accept it. Like, oh, that's John. Of course he rug pulled his meme coin. He's a piece of shit. Nancy Pelosi's kneeling for George Floyd. If Nancy Pelosi saw George Floyd, she'd call the cops. If Nancy Pelosi saw George Floyd within 100 feet of her, she'd call the police. And she'd probably be sexually aroused by the cop who killed him.
I think it's like the Hawk Tuah girl did the
exactly.
same thing.
The Hawk Tuah, Donald Trump and the Hawk Tuah girl have a lot in common.
I mean, he was like, if she can do it.
If this stupid bitch can do it, I certainly can. I'm the president. Also, like, what I like about Donald Trump being president, it proves anyone could be president. It may actually be the fakest job on earth. Donald Trump is falling asleep during meetings. Donald Trump is falling asleep during speeches. If Donald Trump is the number one decision maker on the planet, anyone could be the number one decision maker on the planet. Donald Trump's makes being president of the United States looks like he's ordering fast food at a drive-thru. I'll take a number 3. Take that, haters. Like, that's this whole thing. But yeah, Donald Trump rug pulled. And I think there's something incredibly important about that. Never stop lying. If you get caught in a lie, never admit it. A lie bigger next time, because some people statistically will believe you, and you'll be able to rob those people if you're smart enough or if you have the right team around you. Good night.